Good evening and welcome to the Neighborhood Center. I'm Vicky Anderson, Executive Director of the Pawcatuck Neighborhood Center, and my co-host is Maura Bonafide. And Maura is the Social Services Representative at the Neighborhood Center. And this evening we'd like to talk to you about two things: human services, which is half of what we do, and senior services, the other half of what we do. Maura and I had a nice opportunity today to see another organization. We partner with and work with a number of not-for-profits in the area, and we went over to New London to the Homeless Hospitality Center and met with Kathy Zoll, the executive director, and it was a wonderful experience to see another agency's dream come true of fulfilling their mission.
It was very impressive. They have a wonderful area set up. That's their daytime hospitality center that is located there. And it offers their guests an opportunity to come in and sit down and just relax a little. They're not like, you can't only stay 10 minutes and you're out of here. It's also a place that they can get their mail. They can also make phone calls, she said, and I guess it's anywhere they got to make a phone call to. They provide that service. They also can take a shower or use the bathroom facilities, which that's really nice that they've got an opportunity. Towels were there provided for the guests as they come in. They also can log on to computers if they need to do something, and they also have a staff of volunteers, professionals, counselors. They can help them if they've lost their birth certificate or they need documentation, maybe to help them get food stamps or some other program. They've got the facilities there to assist them and just make their life a little bit easier as they transition back into housing.
That's right.
And they also do, they have bed shelter there for clients as they try to get them back, into jobs and other things to make their life better. Yeah,
it was really, I thought, very inspiring to hear Kathy talk about having this idea of an actual standalone shelter for the homeless in New London, and they had moved around to a number of different places over a period of years, but where they're located now seems perfect for them. So we'll have to have Kathy on sometime as a guest and have her, tell the region about all of the different aspects of the Homeless Hospitality Center. It's her dream come true. It's many people's dream come true, and it's not inexpensive to get something like that up and running and meet the codes of the city, the state, the federal government. But they've done it, and they did a beautiful job. So thank you, Kathy, for your hospitality today. We really appreciated it, and you're doing a great job. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the month of June at the Neighborhood Center. So we'll let you take it away, Maura, with the...
Okay. June is obviously a very busy month. It starts off, it's also Hunger Awareness Month, I believe. We're going to be having a lot of flyers out on that as people can donate to food to help stabilize our community as we, provide for them. We're also, the backpack program is getting up and really running as far as we've included Westerly, and we're having more of our clients from Stonington, North Stonington, to use the program that maybe they fell off a little, but now that some school's going to be getting out, and it's a good program throughout the summer. We also have SNAP. We have a representative for the United Community Family Services, and she'll be coming in June twice. She'll come June 6th and again on June 20th. And she'll be there from like noontime, from 8:30 or 9 o'clock until about noon. And she just takes people as they walk in. Also very excited, she is hoping that we can get the DSS bus to come.
That would be
That
fabulous.
probably be more into July or something like
Really?
that. And for some reason, if she can't, she's also going to work on getting maybe 3 or 4 other representatives to come to help clients with the different, forms they need to fill out, whether it's for SNAP or other programs. We can
Yeah.
have like a little mini workshop set up where she can take more, because I believe last Friday she was very busy for the whole time.
Oh, she was nonstop busy.
Because there's a definite need in our area, and United Community Family Services recognizes the need in the Pawcatuck area and the greater Stonington area. And it's nice that they're, saying, wow,
But they
we see a
send
need
a-
and we're going
yeah.
to supply you with the help you need.
Rather than have all of the residents from the Pawcatuck, Stonington, North Stonington area drive to Norwich,
Yeah.
to have a representative right down in our area. Transportation's always a barrier to accessing any type of service anywhere. So to have people come down to our area makes all the difference in the world.
Because most of the people, they don't have transportation.
No, they don't.
And they have to go all the way to Uncas-on-the-Thames for the program, and they have to stand in line and be there early because it's a short window.
Right.
So this is
Yeah.
been really something
Yeah.
wonderful to happen. We're also, the Job Club continues to meet on Monday mornings from 9:30 to 10:30. And we're hoping, I'm looking at perhaps latter part of June to do some workshops, probably for about 4 weeks.
Oh, good.
Because everything is changing, and we have our new computer lab is set up, and that's ready to be used by anyone that wants to stop in. You do need to sign in that you're there and you're using it. And we can assist you with some help if you need it, but it's a wonderful thing where you can go out and do your resume and then maybe save it to something and work on looking for jobs, going out to the Connecticut Department of Labor or Indeed, the different areas to find work. So we're looking at doing, I think one of the things today is many of the people that have been searching for a while are very aware that it's it's more of an electronic job search today.
Yes,
It's
it
more of, discovering your resources, learning how to post your resume out there, all these type of things. So we want to start out really with discussing the electronic resources and how to use them and how to make yourself employable and get that job.
As you know, Morris, somebody sent me, a friend of mine sent me his resume, and I still need to get back to him on it, but it's very detailed, and some companies don't want as much detail about a previous job that doesn't pertain to the job that you want to get. So there's a lot of little nuances, and in fact, they're not so little, but there are nuances to designing your resume for the job that you
Well, it's
want.
because today, for most jobs that are out there, there may be 300 or 400 people applying for that one job.
Yeah.
And the HR resource person, she's only going to have maybe 60 seconds to look at it. And if they don't catch what they're selling, it's all about marketing yourself. And that's one of the things we will talk about too, is resume readiness. How to market yourself and get the interview and get hired. Because that's what it is. You're selling yourself to that future employer.
I mean, that's painful to hear maybe for some people. They've only got 60 seconds, and you've put in hours and hours, but that's the type of work that it takes. It takes hours and hours to whittle it down to the actual nuts and bolts of the facts that you need to get to that employer, so that a word or two, a buzzword in the type of work that you're doing, and so it catches somebody's eye and there's something about it. It's not really the color of the paper, it's something else.
Right.
Something else entirely.
And then they wonder why somebody doesn't get back to them. Well, everybody is downsized, so even that HR director doesn't have the time to pass it off to someone else or do it because she doesn't have that resource. And even the Department of Labor will tell you, you need at least 4 to 5 resumes today, different ones, because different styles, different type of positions you're applying for. And some people go, what do you mean? I need only one. Well, you don't today. And then we want to talk about creating an action plan, because you want to say, what is my plan this week, for next week, what to do? How do I locate that one job for me? Because once you start part of the action plan, your job now is to find a job. And that becomes pretty much full-time if you're going to be successful. So it's
I know when you started this job club, Maureen, we talked about what data to hold it
Right.
on, you know, and you were absolutely right about holding it on a Monday. Somebody gets up Monday morning, their job then is to come to the job club.
Yeah.
And we have a huge bulletin board that you
Post
print
every
out
morning.
all the jobs in the area in a 25-mile radius. This is what employers have posted maybe Friday night.
Yep.
And now Monday morning, it's there. And then with encouragement and direction from you, they will have a game plan for the week,
Because
goals to meet.
Employers are posting almost 24 hours a day because
They are, yeah.
some businesses are open 3 shifts. So you got somebody posting jobs all the time. So it
Right.
changes. So you have to have a plan of when you do it. You need to be totally prepared for the interview.
Yeah.
You know, and that's part of it, going over those tough questions. You know, when maybe they're going to hit you with, well, you're overqualified. Well, you need to know how to answer that back, how to turn it around. You know, because I've got a lot of skills that, you know, maybe they're not going to have to spend as much time training you in.
Right.
Or I've got skills that, you know, are very marketable for your company. So learning how to turn those questions around rather than just picking up your resume and saying, oh, thank you, and leaving.
Right.
You know, because maybe you can come back and, you know, find out a way that, yeah, I can use that person because they're a valuable asset. And that's, again, back to marketing that, yeah, you really do want to hire me type of things. So it's, hopefully we can get these workshops going. I'm hoping maybe in late June. Once we do, we'll get it out there. We need people to sign up for it so we know who's coming and how to
Right.
go about doing and preparing for it.
Yep.
But, you know, like we always say, you only need that one job, you know, and like I say that the newspapers, there's not many jobs in the newspaper, but there's enough. Maybe just that one for you is there. So I don't necessarily say, you know, always go out and buy them because not everybody can afford it if they're out of work, but go to the library, look it up. You know, you can read the papers there. If you can
Right.
buy it, fine.
Yes.
But, you know, and a lot of those are transferred over into Indeed and different other job clubs that pick it up or job search engines. So it's, you know, it's spring. A lot of young people are coming back from college. Others are graduating, so they're
Right.
looking for their first jobs.
That's right.
And things like that. And sometimes it's easier to get that one real job if you have even a part-time job.
Right.
You know, something that's temporary until the next step. So those are kind of the
It
things
shows
that-
you're ambitious,
Yeah.
you're a worker, you're motivated,
Yep.
and you also know the direction you'd like to go in.
Exactly.
You can go to the job search engine, but you can also go to companies. They're not all going to post in the same place.
Nope.
So if you wanted to work at a hospital, go to the hospital
site.
websites in the region and see
Yeah.
if they're posting. Summer's coming up, go to the different tourism places
Yeah.
and see if they're advertising online on their websites. Maybe they are choosing to do it that way.
And it goes back to networking.
Yes,
'cause
it
most
does.
jobs are filled before they hit the paper. But legally, they do have to advertise. So it's all about, you know, meeting people, introducing yourself, volunteering. There's an awful lot of non-for-profits in the greater New London County area
Oh,
that
sure.
need volunteers. You know, whether it's, you know, our agency or the hospitality center probably does. I don't know. If that's an area that you're looking into, volunteer. And then, of course, temp agencies. I always say, when you're unemployed, register with a temp agency because that goes down as this is your employer.
Right.
And you've got something, and keep that resume updated. It should be ready to go at any time. Not saying, well, my job's secure, and, you know, because today there isn't an awful lot of security, you know, because budgets get cut, funds don't come in, and sometimes you have to make somebody part-time. And now they need a second job to make up for that lost income.
And you look at every single town in our region in southeastern Connecticut as they're struggling with their budgets. They have the school budget, their general operating budget. It's really one of the most difficult seasons that I've seen for towns having to put together. So even now, because not every town's budget has passed, people, even in a municipality, in a town, can't be that confident. You know,
Right.
I hope, you know, that my job is there. I know
Yeah.
it's needed and that sort of thing. But because there are limited funds, and they have to be placed to prepare for disaster and this,
Right.
many different reasons. But the best thing to do is to, like you were saying, to have at least 2 or 3 resumes ready to go at all
Ready to go.
times. You
Yep.
just never know.
You don't. It's, and of course, can't believe we're getting right through May so quickly. We've got
Right.
the holiday coming up, and we've got our community breakfast coming up the end of
Yes.
May,
Yes.
which is a wonderful breakfast that's put on from, I guess, 8:30 until the food is gone.
Until the food's
It's
gone.
for clients, so you do need to be a client to participate. In the Lions, I believe, is
Pawcatuck Lions.
comes
Yep.
in and prepares it, and it's very scrumptious looking, because I saw it one morning when I stopped by.
Yeah.
So that's an exciting thing that we're doing again.
Right. And community meals are very much needed, and this is one thing that we can do, is offer this breakfast
Right.
once a month, and our food pantry and the weekender backpack. So we do what we can to help financially stabilize families, and this is one way. I mean, we know the cost of
Right.
food is going up. It feels like every week.
And we've
Every
been
week.
doing really well lately in making sure we have fresh produce and
Right.
things like that. I've been
Yep.
getting, we shop at Gemma Moran, so we've come back with lots of good things.
Yes, we
which
do.
I'll be shopping Tuesdays.
Yes.
So Tuesday's the big shopping day down there, and hopefully come back with lots of, fresh lettuce and all kinds of things that they have available for us. Because that's what we try to do, is definitely
yep.
make sure we have fresh, produce and vegetables and things. With summer coming, that makes it much easier, because we will have
We'll have our garden.
our garden and
Yep.
other farmers that
And
donate.
yeah, we have people who donate
Yeah.
to us, and it's wonderful.
Oh, yeah, it's very wonderful, because we
Yep.
definitely need it. Because we're feeding more and more people. I mean, I'm constantly getting more clients every week, whether it's 5 to 6 clients a week, new or sometimes
Yep.
greater.
Yeah.
And that's in addition to, the stable base we have.
And that's really astonished me, because these are brand new families that
Yeah.
we've never seen before, but they've been part of the community, but have never needed the services at the neighborhood centers.
Yeah,
so.
I think just today I had 2 brand new
Did you really?
families came in that
Yeah.
needed us. They didn't think they would in the past, but this is the day that they decided, yes, we need that extra food.
Yeah.
So fortunately, we're there to provide it, and set them up with other resources and point them in other directions.
Yeah.
Because one of the things with SNAP is if you're on SNAP, or if you're even on Social Security with limited income, you can get that free cell phone. And I always make sure that we ask that question. Do you have a free cell phone if they're participating in these programs? And then we apply for it. We can either fax in the application. They do need a couple documents to be with it, and then they get up to 200, and they can pick, I think, from a couple different plans.
Oh, really?
But they get a minimum of at least 250 minutes per month. They can buy additional minutes. Those particular ones don't roll over, but if they use it wisely and don't give it out to everybody to burn their minutes,
Right.
they have it to call doctors or get to, make those calls that are,
Do the
special
phones
calls.
then come to the neighborhood center?
Nope, they come directly to their address.
Oh, very nice.
So they do need to have a, home address. There's only one free phone per household. So if you're living with someone else using the same address, that might mean you can't get it. You may have to figure out a way to make that work.
But if you're on food stamps, you can apply. So I'm
Yep,
just
and also
thinking.
if you're on limited income and Social Security or things like that. Food stamps, I find, usually is the easiest, because they just give me their letter and we send that off,
Send
and
it
it's
off.
nice and easy, and they get the phone.
That's
And everybody's,
wonderful.
happy with the phone that I've heard from. I haven't heard
Right.
anyone say, oh, the service is bad or this, because,
That's great.
so these are
That's
part of the
really
things
good.
is, social service, you try to point out when someone doesn't have a certain thing. This is a way that can help you, whether they got to just call their child at school
Right.
or,
Yeah.
different things that they didn't have a phone.
Yep. Because when people move from town, from town to town, or a few streets over, whatever it might be, it used to be people would purchase a landline phone. That's not the case anymore. It's too expensive to do that.
Right.
So people purchase cell phones, and for people who have not had much experience with people who are living on the edge, may make an assumption that somebody with a cell phone, boy, they're really spending a lot of money, and they should really save that money for something else. Well, everybody needs to communicate with their family members and calling about jobs. but to know that there's this program in place that provides a free cell phone,
Right.
you know, so we can often stereotype, you know, and not know that behind the scenes, there's a whole program that's providing
Exactly.
people with free phones who can't afford them at all.
And they can even text on it too. I mean, but they're going to be obviously using up minutes, but there is the option they can text or use the phone, you know, phone service directly.
Yeah.
So, but
That's
that
great.
works. And we're getting into spring. Clothes are coming into our,
Yes.
our clothes closet. So people are coming and looking for their shorts or different things to wear. You know, we still have a rack outside, even though it's spring. We'll
Right.
start having spring, you know, jackets or different things that anyone that needs a jacket can just walk up and help themselves to one. They don't have to be a client. We encourage them to be one because then they can use the other resources that we have available. But it's springtime downstairs, and all the winter
Yes.
things have been dispersed elsewhere. Or,
They have. So we're appealing to the public for your spring
Yep.
clothes, your lightly used spring clothing.
yeah,
For
we had
men, women, teenagers,
Yeah.
little guys, sizes 4, 6, 8, 10, that sort of thing. We really do need them. And we want to thank Pine Point
Yes,
School. They
shoes.
just donated approximately 500 pairs of shoes.
that's
and
wonderful.
they will be going out very
Yeah.
quickly. I mean, they're already
Yeah.
people that
Yeah.
many of them have already walked out of the building because just a pair of sneakers
Especially with
is
children.
cost prohibitive. Yes,
Yeah.
and they grow so fast
They go
and they
through
grow
them.
right out of them.
Yeah.
And so we you know,
Thank you to Pine Point. That was
Thank
a
you,
wonderful.
Pine Point.
Next, they'll be bringing all their plants for our garden.
yes, they will.
be
The
shortly
first
coming.
week in June. Yep.
So I think this week, I think Big Y might be coming to do the cleanup,
Yes, they'll be coming on Thursday, May 22nd.
and then
And,
we'll get it rototilled probably the week after.
Right.
And then Pine Point, all the kids will show up with all the
Yeah.
plants. That's a very exciting
It
morning
is.
when they come.
It is.
And they
It's
love doing
fun.
it because they've watched them grow, and now
They
they're
have.
planting them.
Yeah.
Yep. And they
Yep.
always do well, too. They
They
grow
do. Mm-hmm.
fine. We have a wonderful garden. So
Yep.
that is a very exciting part of that. We've got a lot of senior activities going on, I think,
We
too, right?
do. We have a lot of senior activities, and what we refer to it, the National Council on Aging came up with a very good tagline called Active Aging, and that really describes what is going on at senior centers. And it's certainly going on. As soon as our doors open, 8:30 Monday morning, there's a Zumba class going on. There's music, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And we get statistics like any other organization. You have to, you plan your program, you put together a good program, you get an instructor, but then you're also counting the number of people who attend and what towns they're from. And right now we have 171 people who are 62 and older who are participating in all of our active aging classes, 7 from North Stonington and 28 from Westerly.
Wow.
The 28 from Westerly, though, have participated in almost everything. So 135 times we've seen those people during the week coming in for either creative painting, writing, drawing, Zumba, Tai Chi, body, mind, and spirit, chair dancing, the book club, gadgets and gizmos, and that is seeing, Tom O'Leary works with people who bring in their Kindles, their iPads, their cell phones. They may have bought something brand new and just need some help getting accustomed to some of the new features on it. And he's seeing probably 5 people a week.
Wow.
And so that's, and if you want to just call, and he's happy to see anybody and everybody. And so it just kind of connects people with technology a little more quickly, and you don't have to feel embarrassed about it, but because we're all learning all the time. For transportation, we have 2 wheelchair accessible buses, and a van and a car, a 4-passenger car. We get a number of publications that come to us, and it's all regarding people age 62 and older. AARP, this is the American Society on Aging, a magazine called Generations, where we read and bounce off what we're doing as compared to what the rest of every other community across the United States is doing, and it's a lot of fun to see what's happening. And the term senior center does seem to be going out. Active aging and healthy living, certainly a more holistic approach to a senior center. So in the month of April, we transported to various appointments, 168 different appointments, 6 Westerly residents, 3 North Stonington residents 22 times, and 76 Stonington. And Stonington includes Pawcatuck, Mystic, Old Mystic, and 1,248 times.
Wow.
So those folks are going to physical therapy, their doctor's appointments. We have 2 scheduled shopping trips to the grocery store every week, hairdressing appointments, adult day service of Westerly for those who have maybe beginnings of dementia, and we pick them up so they can go there and their adult children go to work and don't have to worry about where mom or dad are and how they're doing. And some miscellaneous rides to banking and the pharmacy, that sort of thing. And so we gave a total of 1,438 one-way rides. And we have to count a ride as going there and coming back, because sometimes a family member will pick up the person and bring them back home. We bring people to the neighborhood center for activities. So it's understandable in April that we have 63,000 miles on our 2011 bus, 169,000 miles on our 2005 bus, 119,000 miles on our van, and 102,000 miles on our car.
Wow.
So you'll see us everywhere if you're in the Tri-Town area. Going a lot of places, picking people up who aren't able to drive anymore, and they wouldn't be able to get where they're going. So we are holding an art show on Sunday, June 8th, from 2 to 4 at the Art Gallery Co-op of Westerly on 7 Canal Street. And we invite everybody to please come. And our half hour has flown by, but we do invite you all to come and to see the lovely artwork done by our senior group, painting group. And
Drop off a donation of food.
Yes, and bring a donation of food if you can.
Yeah.
So thank you all very much for tuning in to the Neighborhood Center. Maura, thank you again
All right,
for your
thanks.
information that you provide every week. And we'll see you next week on the Neighborhood Center.